Hey there YouTube, this is Johnny from 573 Outdoors, back at you again I guess with part 3.5 of my video. I apologize in my last video for the technical difficulties I had with my tools and not necessarily understanding the complete design of this setup before trying to assemble it. I watched lots of videos prior to, but there never was a really good installation video. So I'm going to be going through a couple key things of the installation. Once again, the base model was a Bergara B14 6.5 Creedmoor. It was initially in the HMR stock, as you see here. I did have it bedded into the recoil lug and about an inch onto the barrel a bit. There's nothing wrong with this stock at all. It works absolutely amazing, but I just wanted to try something different and a little bit new that not too many people have out there that I've seen. A lot of people put these in Remington Actions, Savage, all kinds of stuff, Hawatika, but I never had seen anybody take a Bergara HMR and turn it into essentially a poor man's or their own BMP with the exact stock that they want. And this is the stock that I wanted as opposed to the open-topped BMP. Okay, I do have the Vortex Viper PST Gen 2, 5 to 25 by 50 in MRAD with the EVR2 Charlie reticle. Start from the rear, this does have the skeleton MDT chassis buttstock, which has the updated 3-post cheek riser with the thumb wheel adjustable and quick adjust set screws for the front and rear of the cheek piece itself. And it does have the 2 posts with the thumb wheel for the actual butt pad and the vertical and cant adjustment for the butt pad itself as well. As you can see, I raised the butt pad up to meet the top of the comb. The comb is set about 1.5 inches above what the factory setting is. That's to align myself so I don't have to do any adjustments once I get down on the optic. My length of pull set up here is pretty much about 1/2 inch shy, maxed out right at 14 3/4. Fits me just perfect. I do have the MDT grip, as you can see, with the it has about 1/2 inch of adjustment built into it, so that you can get that proper alignment to the trigger. I have it on its very rear position. My hands are not that large, but it just feels right. I'm right in that crease of that first digit. The grip does feel well. It's balanced vertically, fills the hand full, and you get that good thumb over the top grip, so you can manipulate the safety and the bolt itself. Next up, you got the magazine well. The rifle is unloaded. I have the magazine well in here to show you a couple things. It is not a drop free with the AICS PMags. What I will say, I don't know if you can see it or not, where I had to trim just a bit and bevel the top portion of it, not to interfere with the holding of the round, but it just had to clear this B14 bolt. I had to bevel that down a little bit in order to get it to insert with the bolt locked to the rear and be able to operate. As you can see, I got the thing in complete black just to keep that monotone look. I thought about going with a black forend and then FDE rear or full FDE, but I just went ahead and went with kind of the Ghost Rider. I don't know if that's what I'll name it, but you know, we all got to have our names. I did go with the 18-inch forend. As you can see, the 18-inch forend leaves about, and let me just go ahead and get the tape measure. That way everybody knows. This is a 22-inch barrel 6.5 Creedmoor with the 18-inch forend on it. As you can see, got just shy of 3 inches exposed at the base of the threads. So it'll be about 3.5, or no, that'd be 2 3/4, about 3.5 at the end of the barrel. And then total 5 inches exposed with this 2.5 inch muzzle brake that I have. So kind of a clean look. It does give the appearance of a short barrel rifle setup, but also as this is a DMR build, I kind of wanted to keep it compact. I will go to a longer barrel down the road. That's why I went with the instead of getting rid of my Bergara and going to something with a longer barrel such as a Howa 1500 with a 24-26. I decided to keep this because of the availability of custom actions that fit the footprint of a Model 700. The Model 700 is long known as the most common action out there. So probably down the road I will go to a Bighorn origin action to start off, and I'll probably put a 26-inch barrel on it, may even go carbon. But basically why I went with the 700 or kept this rifle as is and put it in this chassis is because of the availability of actions later on down the road without having to purchase another $1,000 chassis. These rings are the Vortex PMR 0.97 inch, so the mediums, and clearly a 50 millimeter objective. You do see that just get just enough clearance there to have about between an eighth and a quarter of an inch on the between these lands, so it fits perfectly. I probably could have fit the 0.87s, but it would have been very, very close. And I thought, why risk it when I got all the adjustment in the buttstock to get myself where I need to be. All the way around this handguard is M-LOK compatible equipment. It does come with 3 QDs up on the front at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position. No need for a QD on top. That'd be kind of pointless. I did go with the no rail with the options because it does have the M-LOK on top. If I ever do decide to run night vision or for some reason put a flip up front sight on it, I got that ability to just put an M-LOK compatible Picatinny rail and go forth from there. The barrel does sit very true in the center of the handguard. So I've seen some reviews that, hey, the barrel was a little off cant or off tilt. Basically, I think that comes from setting the rifle up and getting it in the V-blocks properly. Luckily mine, I tighten it in slowly, incrementing in between the front and rear, so it sinks into those V-blocks in the proper way. I am very happy with the way it looks, the way it feels, the fit and the finish is immaculate. The all black setup, I'm liking it. This grip is longer than normal, so when I got the bipod in its lowest setting, essentially the rifle is flat. So if I want to run the bag on top of it, then clearly got to raise that bipod up almost to max. It's probably on the 8-inch level. What you will get with a chassis is that audible noise of every time you fire, click, dry fire the trigger, run the bolt, you're going to get that alloy sound. So you just got to get past that. If you're not used to shooting with a chassis, that's just going to be a thing. That's a trade-off that you get with the rigidity of the chassis itself. Now the chassis is rather heavy. Most of the weight is back here in the rear with this buttstock in the center section. This handguard, very little at all. Like, it was by far, it's probably about as light as the grip of that 3-piece grip itself. What I will be going to is a 10 round, or not 10, but a 10 round MDT steel mag, because it's made specifically for this chassis, and it'll actually has a drop free ability that way you just hit it, drop it, and go. You don't have to hit the button and pull at the same time and do. One of my next upgrades for this, after I get it all run through and like it and all, I will be going to a Bergara ST1 6.5 muzzle brake. They just got them in stock on Bergara's website. I almost ordered it last night, but I was like, whoa, hey, let's take it back a step or two and get this build and get it shot and see how it goes before we start stepping even further out into the red when it comes to the bank account, because by no means is this a budget build. I got just shy, with my military discount, got just shy of $1,000 in the stock and the pistol grip. Military discount, another $780 in the PST, $120 in the rings. The rifle originally cost me right at $900. Muzzle brake on this one at titanium is only $60, and $60 in the bipod. So it all kind of adds up, all totaled and entailed. But this is our sport, this is what we love, so you might as well be shooting something that you love. So if you have any questions in regards to the chassis, if you have any questions in regard to the action, the barrel, the optic, I will be doing a after field review after I zero this and take it out a little bit of distance at the range today, and then probably coming this weekend I'm gonna step it out to 5, 7, and 800 yards just to see how the accuracy holds up against the original stock. Should be no issue, because this in all entail should be more rigid. I will say this, that when you're attaching this buttstock, one last piece, when you're attaching this buttstock, if you decide to go with this, just understand that this slot back here, as others have said, is very difficult to get to. I did have to go get a ball version hex key in order to get in there and tighten that up to where it needs to be. After I did that, it was pretty much easy peasy. That was probably the most difficult portion of setting up the entire chassis. The Forend and the hand mounted to the base with no issues. That was pretty much one of the easiest things that was done. I may go ahead and get a quiver, a 6.5 quiver. I do have my Velcro quiver here that I made myself, essentially. What I did was I took a standard rifle cartridge holder that holds 7. I think this one held 7, but some hold 10. That you get that Velcro to your buttstock cheek pads. They're out there, like Midway USA has. Essentially, what I did was I cut it just outside one of the threads, trimmed it up nice and neat, burned all the ends, and as you can see, it's going to function as a deal. I just don't know if I want to stick it to the chassis or if I want to get a quiver that actually mounts to the M-lock. I haven't kind of decided there. Don't really have a need for it. It's kind of one of those cool factors, be tactical with your tactical rifle. But that's pretty much it for today. Like I said, I'm gonna head to the range. I'm gonna zero this joker. I'm gonna get it all locked in and get my zero stop set. Take it out to the 2 and the 250 at the range and see what she can do. Like I said, I'll have videos from the range and I'll have a post field report of the entire setup as a whole. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Questions in the bottom if you have them. Thank you, guys.